guys, so I am back with another haul. I just want to say that I know that I am off center, and if you're OCD like me, it is driving me crazy, but I am so sorry, and we'll make sure to check that next time. And yes, you heard that correctly. I just did one 2 videos ago, and I had about over 40 or so books, and then I'm doing another one, and I have another 40 or so books, and this isn't even all of them there's still some coming. A lot of the books are either like beginnings in series or like finishing a series. There are a lot of different genres actually, which I'm excited because I wanted to expand my horizon. That is not the saying. Expand my horizon. Okay, expand my reading bubble. There's no particular order these are in. I'm literally just grabbing and going. First, I have the Off-Campus series by L. Kennedy. I had the deal, or did I have, no, I had the mistake. I read the deal on my Kindle, and then I loved it, so I bought it so I can annotate it, and then I just got the rest of the series because I knew I was gonna read it. So it's the deal, the mistake, the score, the goal, and the legacy. And so those are the next. I have a fantasy book. I have Ninth House by Leah Bardugo. I really wanted to try out fantasy more this year. I really wanted to dive into that world, so this one sounded really good. And then I went on a Lucy Score binge, and I got a lot of her books. I read Things We Never Got Over, and I loved that book, so I bought it. I read it on my Kindle with Kindle. I read it on my Kindle. Okay, there we go. I read it on my Kindle with Kindle Unlimited, and I loved it so much that I bought it so I can annotate it. And then I like her writing style a lot, so I wanted to try to see if I liked any of her other books. So I got Forever Never, Maggie Moves On, and By a Thread. And I'm super excited to read these. But she makes some chunky books. Like, I get it. Like, you gotta tell the story and get the people invested. But these are all so thick. Then Allie Hazelwood had a new release, and it kind of is a new release, but it's Loath to Love You, and it's a bunch of her mini novellas all in one book. And I also wanted to start reading Lynn Painter. I heard a lot of great things about her, so I got The Do-Over that I want to read this month for Valentine's Day. Then by Amy Lee, I got X's and O's. This also came out, I think it either came out this month or at the end of January, and it's about an influencer, and she it's a social media influencer, and she's obsessed with romance novels. So she's gonna go back to all the men she's dated before, and then she's going to see if she can rekindle something, and then she takes her roommate with her to help her, and then yeah, they probably fall in love or something. It sounded really cute. Then my favorite book of last year was Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. Target did not have this book, and I saw it and I snatched it because I read it on my Kindle, and I did not have a physical copy, and I wanted a physical copy. But I also have another one coming that she signed herself, the author, so like I'll have this one to annotate and then the signed one. I have The Roughest Draft by Austin Sigmund Broca. I heard really good things about this book. This next series I heard is extremely toxic, but I'm all for it, and it is the Magnolia Parks series universe. So I got the first two, Magnolia Parks, and then I got Daisy Hates, and these are both by Jessa Hastings, and I have heard such mixed things. I've heard it's really toxic, it's really bad. I heard it's like Gossip Girl meets a book, and I'm for it. I think I'm gonna eat it up. and I'm just really excited to start. And then next up in the fantasy realm, I got the Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake, and I've heard really good things about this as well. When I went into looking for fantasy, I kind of went with the things that everyone says are amazing because I didn't really know how to judge fantasy very well. Where like I'm pretty particular about my romances and the things I like and don't like in them, whereas with fantasy I'm such a noob to it, or a newcomer I should say, that I kind of just went with what everyone liked. And then I got Tessa Bailey, Secretly Yours. This just came out in the beginning of this month, I want to say, and I pre-ordered it because I really like Tessa Bailey and I like her characters that she writes. I think her writing is super fun to read. So next I have Beartown by Frederick Backman. Read the synopsis of this and it sounded really good, and it's about a tiny community and like someone ends up dead, and then it's like how all the people are in the town come together to try to like hide the secrets, and it's like hockey, and I again, you give me drama and I am there with a spoon. It sounded so good, so I picked it up, and it's a series, so if I like this one I definitely will get the other ones. And then a bow, they fell. Okay, maybe I shouldn't stack them like that and they wouldn't fall. But another book I've seen everywhere is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I was not going to get this book. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was very low on my things that sounded like something I would like to read, but Destiny Sitwell here on YouTube just read this, and I trust her opinion a lot. So I saw that she really liked it. She said it was a very like beautifully told story. It's about video games, and if you're not like that into them, you still would love this book. I got Mad Honey by Jodi Picoult and Jennifer Finney Boylan. The synopsis of this, I haven't heard much about this book. I just liked the cover, and then I read the synopsis and it got me. More drama, shocker, but it's about someone ends up dead and her son is the prime suspect, and as like all the secrets start to unravel, it like kind of shows you what you'll do for love, and it got me. They did get me. And the next book I also read on my Kindle, and it is All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. This book was so good. I watched the movie on Netflix, and it's so funny because I watched the movie on Netflix and I cried at the movie, but I did not cry in the book. Bruh. Because when I first read this book, I didn't know how I felt about it. I was conflicted because the story it told and the ending and how everything went, like once it was over, it was a beautiful story. But to get there for me was a little lackluster and slow. But the movie, I think because it sped up the timeline that they had in here, made it hit you more harder, I guess. So I cried. I loved a lot of the quotes in here. A lot of the quotes in like their stories together and stuff. I really I annotated this book pretty heavily. Like once we got to the part where like it just started to pick up, so I would really recommend this book and the movie if you have not read or seen it. And the next book I got is 7 Days in June by Tia Williams, and I wanted to read more books by authors of color, so I have quite a few of those in my pile. I got The Hotel Nantucket by Ellen Hildebrand. I've been eyeing her work, and I've wanted to try to read her books, so I picked this one up because this one is like a widely popular one. I got Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan, and this story just sounds really beautiful. I've seen it everywhere, so I want to read it myself. And I know it's about a woman. She loses her husband and kind of her journey through that. So I don't know if you guys watched the last video. If you didn't, I'll link it somewhere. But I got the first book in the ACOTAR series, The Court, Thorns and Roses, and I told myself that I was going to read the first one, and then if I liked it, just keep buying them. But then Target had a sale on a box set, and then So now I have to. Once I start, I can just keep going and I have to worry about waiting for a book to get here or finding a book or whatever. And I heard like once you start, you just want to keep binging it. So I'm glad I did just wind up getting the whole box set. Also by Sarah J. Maas, I got the Crescent City series. And I got The House of Earth and Blood and The House of Sky and Breath are what they're called. First of all, why are they so big? Like, why? I don't understand. But I heard they're amazing and that they're good, and I heard such good things about them from everyone that's read them, and I'm really excited to dive into this new world once I read the ACOTAR series. I just am terrified of this. This is so intimidating. Another series that I got is the Cruel Prince series by Holly Black. I got The Cruel Prince, The Wicked King, and Queen of Nothing. And I'm really excited about these ones to read as well. I heard really good things about this series. I heard the series is really good if you have not been into fantasy before. I am really excited to start diving more into fantasy and world building. And another, I don't know if this is fantasy or not. I think this is more like mafia, but I got Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark, and I heard really good things about her books. I got the first one, and then I want to get the rest, but I want to see if I like it or not. Then I read, I had the next two books in this series, and it's Electric Idol and Wicked Beauty by Katie Robert, and another one just came out too, but I haven't gotten that one yet. And these are all retellings. They're in the same universe, and they're all like Greek mythology retellings. And I read the first one, which is Neon Gods, and it was Persephone and Hades, and I liked it. So I wanted to try the next ones in the series. I definitely would check trigger warnings on some of these. They're a little more smutty than some of the other books that I have mentioned, so I definitely would look into the trigger warnings and the different things, because these get a little spicy, and if you don't like spice, these are not going to be nice. So I would definitely look into that. I got Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert. Again, I'm really apparently wanting to read more authors of color, so I got this book, and it looks so cute. The cover got me too, and I'm really excited to read that this month. And I also got The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. Here her books are no spice or very limited spice, so I'm really excited to read that, because sometimes I do like to break it up, but you don't always want to be spicing it up. Like sometimes you just need no spice. By Beth O'Leary, I got The Flat Share, and I'm very excited about this book. I'm nervous though, because I have such high expectations for this book, because I love the premise, and I think the premise of this book is amazing, and the idea. So these two people, they never meet because she works in the day and he works at night, and so they literally share a flat, but they never see each other. They leave notes, and then they somehow fall in love in the process of sharing the flat and sharing notes. And I think if it's done correctly, this book could be so good. So I'm really excited to read this book. I got A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara or Anya Yanagihara. I'm so sorry. I know I butchered that book. It keeps showing up on a lot of my feeds. I hear it's very heartbreaking, and definitely look up trigger warnings for this, because I think the characters in this go through every possible horrible thing you could think of and then some. So make sure you definitely, with these books, check up trigger warning. And then I have Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry by Joya Goffney, and I'm really excited about this one as well. Yeah, and it's also by another author of color, so that is exciting. Reggie and Delilah's Year of Falling, and the cover got me, and I don't even think I read the synopsis because I was so excited about the cover. And I got the Kiss Curse, thinking it was the first one in the series, and it's not. So now I have to order the XX. And I could read this one because it's a standalone, which just takes place in the same kind of world. But I am I'm one of those people who has to read them in the order, so I'm gonna have to get the XX first. I got The House Across the Lake by Riley Seeger. I'm really excited about this. This has been on my TBR for a while, so I got it through my book of the month, and I want to read this one soon as well. Then next are I got two more series. I have the Selection series. I heard mixed things. Some people think they're too childish. Some people love them. So I just want to be a judge for myself. So that's the Selection, the Elite, and the One. And these are by Kiera Cass. And then I also got by another author of color, Tracy Dion. I got Legendborn. And then I got the second one, which is Bloodmarked. And I'm very excited. These are also a fantasy book. And I'm really excited to get into this world as well. Another book of the month that I got is Georgie All the Way by Kate Claiborne. And the premise of this one sounded really good as well. I also got Unravel Me, which is, book 2 in the Shatter Me series. I wanted to start the series, and if I liked the first one, I wanted to have the second one, so I got the second one. So, the last series and the last set of books I'm going to talk about that I bought, and then we are done. We did it. We made it. Congratulations. You get a gold star. You get a gold star. You get a gold star. Is the Dreamland Billionaire series by Lauren Asher. I read them all already. I read the first two on my Kindle, and I pre-ordered the third one, and then I read it already. And I bought them all because I want to annotate them, and I love them so much, and they're comfort reads for me now. I fell in love with this family that they built with each other. Well, they're family already, but just like watching them all grow into different, into better people. I just kind of I'm a simp for that kind of stuff. So yeah, I want to read these again. I want to re-annotate them. I want to just kind of dive back in this Dreamland Billionaire series world. Those are all the books that I've gotten recently. I'm really excited about a lot of them. I'm really excited to vlog me reading a lot of them. If there was any series or book that you would like to see me read and kind of to vlog it, for sure let me know down in the comments. I would love ideas. That is all for today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.